Tottenham Hotspur have signed 2 players in the January transfer window, 5 players have left on loan, and 2 players have left on a permanent transfer. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping safe and well. So the January transfer window is over. I would like to thank every single one of you for watching the channel over the last 31 days. 1.2 million views, 86 videos later. Thank you so much for all of your support. Now, we have had 2 new signings in. 5 players leave Spurs on loan and 2 players leave Tottenham on a permanent transfer. In today's video, I'll be going through all of the transfer details. Just before I get into today's video, make sure that you download the OneFootball app for all of the live football scores, results and news, as well as getting all of the latest Spurs news on this channel. You can also see it all here. Download the OneFootball app to keep up to date with everything Tottenham Hotspur, club news, transfer news, match information, videos, tables and results from all around the world. Don't miss out, and please do let me know what you think of this app. Let's start the video by talking about the departures. First up, midfielder Dele Alli, who of course has moved to Premier League side Everton on a permanent transfer. It states on the club's website, we have reached an agreement with Everton for the transfer of Dele Alli. Initially signed from MK Dons in January 2015 and loaned back to MK Dons for the rest of that season. Dele joined us at the start of the 15-16 season and quickly established himself both at club and international level. He won back-to-back PFA Young Player of the Year awards in the 15-16 and 16-17 seasons and earned a place in the PFA's Team of the Year in both seasons. He went on to make 269 appearances for us in all competitions, scoring 67 goals over his 7 years at the club. We wish Dele Alli all the best for the future. Now, this deal for Dele Alli is a free transfer, but Tottenham Hotspur will receive around £10 million when Dele Alli has completed 20 games for Everton, and the deal could reach as much as 35 to 40 million euros. Now, another player that has left Spurs, this time a loan deal, and that is Jack Clarke. On the club's website, it states that Jack Clarke has joined League One side Sunderland on loan for the remainder of the season. The 21-year-old winger who joined us from Leeds United in 2019 has featured regularly for our development squad this season, scoring 4 goals in 18 appearances in all competitions. Having picked up prior loan experience back at Leeds, as well as with QPR and Stoke City, Jack has made 4 first-team appearances for us to date. Now, from what I understand with this deal, this is just a straightforward loan deal. Jack Clarke will return to Tottenham Hotspur for the start of next season. Now, another Tottenham Hotspur player who has gone out on loan until the end of this season, that is midfielder Giovanni Lo Celso, who has joined Villarreal. On the club's website, it states that Giovanni Lo Celso has joined La Liga side Villarreal on loan for the remainder of this season. The Argentina midfielder joined us from Real Betis in 2019 and has made 84 appearances in our colours to date, scoring 8 goals. So Giovanni Lo Celso got his loan deal to Villarreal in the end after turning down a move to French club Lyon. From what I understand, Tottenham Hotspur wanted a club to cover his full salary. Another player who has left Spurs on a loan deal until the end of the season, and that is winger Bryan Gil. On the club's website, it says that Bryan Gil has joined La Liga side Valencia on loan until the end of the season. The young winger joined us last summer from Sevilla and has made 20 appearances across all competitions in our colours to date. Now, from what I understand from this deal from Italian journalist and transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, this is just a straightforward loan deal. Bryan Gil will return to Tottenham Hotspur in the summer, no options included. Another player who has left Spurs on loan until the end of the season, and that is our record signing Tanguy Ndombele. On the club's website, it says that Ndombele has joined Lyon in the French league on loan until the end of the season. The central midfielder returns to the club from which he joined us in July 2019. He has made 91 appearances for us in all competitions to date, scoring on 10 occasions. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that there is a buy option for €65 million for Ndombele, and it is only valid until the summer of 2022, so they will need to make a decision before then, and Lyon will only pay part of his £200,000 a week salary. Now, halfway through in the January transfer window on the 17th of January, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club announced that young striker Keon Otet has joined League One side Cheltenham Town on loan for the remainder of the season. The striker spent the first half of the campaign on loan at Northampton Town in League Two, scoring 6 goals in 23 appearances in all competitions. On the 18th of January, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club confirmed the departure of Dele Alli on a permanent transfer to Blackburn Rovers. On the club's website, it says, "We have reached an agreement with Blackburn Rovers for the transfer of Dele Alli. The 20-year-old attacking midfielder has risen through our academy system to become a regular at development squad level during the last 3 seasons. He made 1 first-team appearance for us as a second-half sub, away to Vitesse Arnhem in the Europa Conference League in October 2021. So that's the 7 players that have left Spurs. Now let's talk about the 2 brand new signings at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. First up, Dijan Kuroszewski, a 21-year-old Sweden international. He has played for Atalanta, Parma and Juventus in Serie A. He was named the best young player in Serie A in the 2019-2020 season. He has made a total of 94 appearances in Serie A in total, 15 goals scored. This season, 20 appearances, 1 goal for Juventus. Dijan Kuroszewski has been described as physically strong and versatile, capable of playing in several midfield attacking roles, box-to-box, winger or offensive midfielder. His main position is attacking midfield, just behind the striker, and his qualities are his speed, his stamina and ability to switch play. And a former boss has described him as a player who covers the most distance in a game and a player who has the right mentality. Now, Fabrizio Romano has confirmed the deal details, and he has stated that we will be paying €10 million for a loan fee for 1.5 years for Kuroszewski. We have an obligation to buy at €35 million. Certain conditions must be reached, us getting into the Champions League and a certain number of appearances. Buy option clause available for €35 million, and a potential €35 million clause would be paid in 5 instalments. Now, our second signing in the January transfer window, a player also from Juventus, same as Kuroszewski. This player, Rodrigo Benteker, he has just signed a contract with Spurs until 2026. He joins us from Juventus, as I say, who he played for since 2017. He played for Boca Juniors before that. He has won 3 Serie A titles. He is only 24 years old. He plays in midfield. He has 46 caps for his country, Uruguay, and he is currently on international duty and will be in action on Tuesday night. Now, midfielder Bentico has been described as dynamic, hard-working, skillful, elegant and tactically versatile midfielder, comfortable on either foot. Now, the deal details, €19 million plus €6 million add-ons. Boca Juniors, his previous club before Juventus, will receive 30% of that from this deal. Now, as I said, he played for Argentinian side Boca Juniors between 2015 and 2017. He made 51 appearances for them, scoring once. He signed for Juventus in 2017, so he's been with them for 5 seasons, including this one. 133 appearances, 2 goals, 19 appearances in Serie A this season, 0 goals. So I'm now going to go through my thoughts of the January transfer window. 2 players in, 7 players out. Let's start with Tanguy Ndombele, a loan to Lyon. He had to go out the door. After that Morecambe game, it's funny because when I think back, Nuno Espirito Santo as our manager in that Man United game booed. I thought, how on earth are you going to ever recover from that? I felt that Nuno was finished. I felt exactly the same when Tanguy Ndombele was booed off by a number of Spurs fans in that Morecambe game. Walked straight down the tunnel. I thought we're probably never ever going to see him in a Tottenham Hotspur shirt again, and it was absolutely right. Tanguy Ndombele has now gone back to his old club, Lyon, of course, who he knows extremely well. I wish him all of the very best because there is a buy option for Lyon to buy him back for €65 million. So let's hope that he is on fire from now until the end of the season, plays extremely well for them, and they buy him in the summer. So Jack Clarke to Sunderland. Of course, he was the first player that we had signed in 518 days. Lots of promise from Leeds United. Has had very limited game time at Spurs. Yet another loan move for him. So I'm hoping that, when a lot of these young players do go out on loan, you want them to play. You want them to develop their game, certainly in the Football League. So let's hope that he is a regular starter for Sunderland. Keon Attet has gone out on loan to Cheltenham. A great move for him after just completing the first half of the season on loan at Northampton, which was successful. Dylan Markanday, a permanent transfer to Blackburn. That is one that I am a little bit disappointed with because I went to all of the pre-season under-23 games. Dylan Markanday, J. Neil Bennett were on fire for the whole of the pre-season, and his form continued in Premier League 2. But he left because he wanted game time, so I can't really blame him from that. I just feel that we've lost a very, very decent player in Markanday. Giovanni Lo Celso out on loan to Villarreal. I must say I'm not really that surprised. I expected him to leave. It just hasn't really worked out for him in the last couple of years. I feel that Giovanni Lo Celso has been an extremely disappointing signing for me. I still don't know what his best position is. He always seems to play extremely well for Argentina. He comes back to Spurs. Yes, he's had lots of injury problems, but I look at his body language as well. I just don't feel that he has the right attitude for a player at Spurs, certainly under the management of Antonio Conte. So I feel that this will be a good move for him. Hopefully he will play extremely well there as well. And hopefully Villarreal, will give us, a fair bit of money back that we paid for him in the summer. Now, Brian Hill has joined Valencia on loan until the end of the season. No option to buy, so it's a straightforward loan. I'm a little bit disappointed, to be honest, because I don't feel that we have many game changers or many options from the bench. And I believe that Brian Hill, should be an option for Antonio Conte from the bench. We've only just bought him. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me loaning him out to a Spanish club. If you wanted to loan him out, I feel that it would have been more beneficial to him to have loaned him out to an English club, either Premier League or a Championship club. But in my personal opinion, and if it was my choice, I would have kept him as Spurs. And lastly, Dele Alli has joined Everton on a permanent transfer. I'll tell you what, I fully expected Dele Alli to leave Tottenham Hotspur Football Club in the January transfer window. What I didn't expect is him to be leaving on a permanent transfer. I fully expected a loan deal, as did a lot of the journalists that I spoke to as well, including Fabrizio Romano. I don't think any of us saw that one coming, but he's moved to Everton on a permanent transfer. I wish him all of the very best. Mixed feelings about Dele Alli because he was such a wonderful player at Spurs, but of course the last couple of seasons just hasn't worked for him, for whatever reason. But I'll always remember Dele Alli, the wonderful Champions League nights where he played extremely well. That Crystal Palace goal at Selhurst Park, a couple of goals at White Hart Lane against Chelsea, the few goals that he scored in that fantastic 3-1 victory at Stamford Bridge when we hadn't beaten Chelsea in 28 years. So many great moments for Dele Alli. Of course, the last couple of years hasn't worked out for him. So I do wish him all of the very best, and I hope that he is a huge success at Everton. It's funny, actually, when I talk about Dele Alli, because I feel very mixed emotions. It's like one part of me feels like I would have preferred a loan for him, and then he plays extremely well, like Jesse Lingard did for West Ham last season, then went back to Manchester United. I feel that was what was always going to happen. Dele Alli would go out in a January transfer window, play extremely well for a club, and then come back and give his all for Tottenham Hotspur again. But another part of me feels like, we've got Antonio Conte, we've got a world-class manager. He's not going to take any mucking around. He wants players to deliver now, not wait for players. He wants players to deliver instantly. So, part of me feels like, as a club, we must be ruthless. We must think about what we want in the future. Antonio Conte only demands the best, so perhaps this is the best move, all round for both Tottenham Hotspur Football Club and Dele Alli. And lastly, my thoughts on the signings of Dijan Kuroszewski and Rodrigo Benteker. I believe that we have signed two decent players from Juventus. Sweden international, Uruguay international. Both players, I believe, that will walk into our starting 11. Otherwise, there is no point signing them. I've said all January transfer window, there's no point signing players for the future in this window. It's an opportunity to improve this starting 11 in this window, not players for the bench. Antonio Conte wanted new signings. He needs help in the window. He needs help in the summer window as well to take Tottenham Hotspur to that next level. And hopefully he will get it, and hopefully he will have a very busy summer. But Kuroszewski and Bentico, very excited about seeing them play their first game in a Tottenham Hotspur shirt. I do think that they will improve this Tottenham Hotspur starting 11, and that is what this is all about. Now, if I had to rate this window out of 10, I would give it a 7 out of 10. Please do let me know yours in the comment section below, how you would rate it. The reason why I'm rating it a 7 is that I feel that we have refreshed this squad. We have brought 2 decent players in from Juventus, and we have offloaded the players that clearly have bad body language, have a bad attitude, don't want to be at the club, don't want to play for the badge, don't want to play for the fans, and ultimately don't want to play for our new boss, Antonio Conte. We've got to be ruthless as a football club. I keep saying this because, when I talk about trophies all the time, and it's quite joked about, the amount of times I speak about lack of trophies. If you're going to be successful, you need players to be at your club that want to be there and want to impress and want to achieve things. Antonio Conte is not ever going to settle for second best. So, this job is a huge job for Conte. It's a huge job for Fabio Paratici. We've got to take it all one step at a time. As I've said many times, I'm expecting a huge summer. You've got to start somewhere. So the players that we have offloaded out of this squad, I feel is a real positive. And it's very positive as well to freshen up the squad and bring 2 new players in. And that's exactly what we've done. So my rating is a 7 out of 10. And lastly, I would just like to thank every single one of you for watching this channel during the January transfer window. 86 videos published during the month of January, so thanks so much for watching all of those. 1.2 million views in those 31 days, so I cannot thank all of you enough for all of your support. As I said, please do put your rating out of 10 in the comment section below. I'll see you on another video, hopefully later on this evening. Until then, come on you Spurs.
Thanks Chris, and hello to everybody watching. I'm Bill from Football Prizes. I'm just here to tell you about the weekly Spurs prizes that we run on the site. Some of our previous Spurs prizes range from the likes of signed shirts and boots and mounts from players such as Harry Kane, Son Heung-min and Lucas, right through to club legends like Paul Gascoigne and Jurgen Klinsmann. You can watch the live draws on our Facebook page, and you can go on our site and see the previous Spurs winners, as well as what prizes we have to offer at www.footballprizes.co.uk.